Hey there, my friend. In this video, we will explore the intention of how to reduce stress and tension with letting go, with the technique letting go by Dr. David Hawkins. So if you stay with me until the end, I'll share with you one fascinating story that I think you relate to a lot, and we will also answer three important questions. What keeps stress there? Where does it originate? And how we can actually let it come up and let it go. And at the end of the video, I'll actually show you what this practice looks like and how you can apply it in your life. So if this sounds like something of interest to you, something that you're passionate about, it's something that you want to apply, you want to understand how to let go and actually start letting go of your stress and tension, then stay with me until the end of the video and I'm sure you'll find it of great value. With that being said, now let's begin and let's get directly into the story. So here is the story. There was once a man who was really anxious. He was lacking confidence. He was feeling like worried. He found it hard to express itself. He found it hard to be understood. And in this man's life, like all the friends around him, all the like his family and his friends, they were constantly ridiculing him because he didn't stop stumbling on his words, and he was really insecure about that. He was worried that people will make fun of him, and he was always experiencing, and he was like, it was always hard for him to express himself. So this was the problem that he was constantly experiencing in his relationship. He was really stressed, he was anxious, and he was feeling a lot of tension in his body. He wasn't able to be authentic with himself in front of others. So he was constantly trying to battle that, like constantly trying to become better, constantly trying to improve himself. He was always asking questions like, what can I do? Like, how can I become more confident within myself? This is so, I don't like the way I speak. It's like, it must go away. This way of speaking, the way I'm just not being able to express myself efficiently, this must go away. I have to fix it. And he was always in his thoughts. He was looking for an answer in his thoughts. And the more he was looking for answers in his thoughts, the more this tension and stress came up and was like possessing, it was almost possessing his body. So it wasn't getting him any results. He was becoming more and more anxious, and he was more and more controlling of the way he speaks. He was trying to control his speech. He was trying to control the words he put out. He was trying to please others so that they don't ridicule him. And like the problem was just getting worse and worse. Wow, at some point in his journey, he met this guy who was like, who told him that instead of him trying to control his mind, he could actually start to let go of his feelings of resistance. And then, like this person he met, he told him that, well, if you just stop for a moment, if you just restrict all thought for a moment, don't pay any attention to your thoughts and to the stories that come up in your mind. If you just like move away from that, move your attention away from your mind and focus on your feelings within your body, then you'll naturally start becoming more confident, you'll naturally start becoming more empowered, and you let go of all that anxious feelings that you feel around other people. And so he found this idea a little challenging. He was finding it hard to accept. He was thinking to himself, well, is that even possible? Like, can I just feel and not think, and this will resolve my problem with not being able to express myself confidently? This will help me reduce all the stress and tension I feel around others when I'm trying to be myself in front of them? Could this be possible? He was thinking to himself. But anyway, he tried everything he could working in his mind, like asking those questions, like trying to control his speech, trying to control his tonality, trying to feel what he shouldn't talk about in front of some people because they weren't accepting of that. And he was always still feeling anxious. So he was kind of in a place in his life in which there was nothing else he could try. And so he gave that idea a try. He decided to take a risk and actually start feeling more than he was thinking. And he started doing this in his relationships, like when he was communicating with others. So instead of him thinking how he should control his thoughts and like his speech so that he doesn't appear anxious and he tries to control this feeling of anxiousness, he actually moved his awareness, moved his attention from his mind down to the sensations of his body, down to his abdomen, down to his stomach. And he was starting to accept how he felt. And then he decided, okay, what if I start talking about my feelings rather than trying to resist and control them? And so he started embodying a different strategy. He started pursuing a different strategy. And doing that for a couple of weeks, he started seeing a lot of progress. This man started becoming more confident within his body. His friends stopped ridiculing him. They started understanding him, they started listening to him more, and he was becoming more and more confident in his social relationships. So at the end, by letting go, this man actually resolved the stress and tension he was constantly feeling in his body when he was thinking of how he can control that. And this is the epiphany he had. The epiphany was that, well, it's like, if I'm not able to achieve my goal to be more confident and to appear more confident in my speech by controlling my speech and my words and how I appear in front of others, if I could accept myself the way I am already, then other people would naturally accept me the way I am. And that's how he realized the power of letting go. And actually this story, my friend, it's quite funny. This was a client I worked with personally a couple of months ago, and he was in this exact situation. It was happening in his social life. He was finding it really hard to be authentic with himself, and he was resisting a lot of his feelings. But the moment he started working with the letting go technique, like these were the 1 month later, he started becoming more confident. 2 months later, he was already feeling efficient in expressing his truth, in expressing his feelings in front of others without feeling anxious, without feeling afraid that he will be rejected, ridiculed, and so on and so forth. And the stress and tension reduced a lot. So this is how he applied the technique. And this again, I decided to share this story to just give you an example of what is possible. But now if we go deep into the topic to actually see, okay, how does letting go work? How you can use it to reduce stress and tension within your body in whatever field in your life. Because I have used this for in many different fields of my life and for people I have worked with. And again, the results, they just happen because letting go is not about control. Because think about it this way. If we are to ask this question and contemplate about it, what keeps stress and resistance and tension in your body? What keeps it there? What keeps it there, my friend, these are your thoughts about it. So the moment you decide to focus your attention on all the thoughts in your mind of what is wrong, what you need to fix, finding a solution, trying to fix what you're experiencing, this is the exact moment when you are rejecting how you are feeling. So it's you're focused in your mind, you're not focused in your body. And this is the biggest difference here. Because if you're focused in your mind, you're looking at potential, you're looking at, you're not being present to what is happening right now. You're trying to escape it. And if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling tension, and if you're thinking about how can I reduce that tension, how can I reduce that stress, well, you're sabotaging the most efficient way of actually reducing it. Because the most efficient way of actually reducing it would be to start feeling it within your body. And this is where we get to the second question, which is, where does it originate and come from? Where does stress come from? Well, if you look at stress really objectively, and if you look at it, if you look at what it is actually, how it looks like, what makes it up so that it is stress? Well, stress ultimately, what it is, this is basically repressed emotional pressure inside of your body. So anytime you feel stressed, anytime you feel anxious, anytime you feel pressure, and anytime you find yourself in your mind trying to resolve that, Well, this is the moment for you to wake up and become present within your body and see how your body feels. And then ask yourself the questions. Okay, how do I feel? Where is that happening in my body? Do I feel resistance maybe in my stomach, in my abdomen? Do I feel pressure on my back? Do I feel pressure in my throat? Like, where is the core of those sensations? And it's like going from thought to emotion, going from thinkingness to feelingness. And like, when you're in thinkingness, you're stuck. You're not letting go. This is not letting go. When you're thinking, you're trying to find a solution so that you can start feeling safe with your own feelings. And like, your mind believes that if you can find a solution by thinking, then you eventually find, you actually be able to resolve this problem. And the problem is your feelings. And your mind believes your feelings to be the enemy. Like, to be the enemy that you need to conquer, that you need to battle with. And that's why you develop this strategy in your mind of how I can resolve the way I'm feeling, how I can resolve and reduce my stress and tension, instead of just feeling it the way it is and letting it naturally be there so that you can let it go. And the letting go happens again. It happens automatically the moment you stop thinking and start feeling. So let's get to the third question to show you actually how this is possible, and we can try to apply it even right now when you are watching this video. So our last question is how to let it come up and let it go, because stress, it has some, like, it originates from somewhere. It originates from your feelings. Then it comes up in your mind, and what you're aware of is the thoughts in your mind, the thoughts that are, let's say, what do I have to do? Oof, this is so bad, I don't like how I feel. How can I make this feeling go away? It must go, I don't like it. Whenever you're thinking in this way, you're resisting. And as I illustrated with you in the story in the beginning of the video, our intention is to go from resistance to acceptance, from thinking to feeling. And so how does that happen? How can you let the feeling come up and let it go? Well, the way this happens is that you stop looking for a solution. So instead of thinking that you need to find a solution to how you feel and create a strategy and then follow along with that strategy so that you can finally have a result, you can finally achieve the letting go of that feeling, which is like, again, trying to fight it. Instead of doing that, and instead of your focus being on the thoughts, if you look at this circle here, let's say this is the core of the emotional pressure within your body. It's a sensation. Then it has another circle around it, which are all the thoughts that are related to that feeling of stress, of tension. And then you have the surface level of your mind, which is basically this vast circle here, which are the how-to thoughts, like how can I resolve this? How can I run away from this? I don't like it, I need to find a solution. So this is the analytical mind already. And for you to start letting go, we need to reverse that strategy. It's like we need to go from thinking to, like, okay, finding out what are the beliefs that are being triggered within myself that create this stress, and then from the beliefs going to the core of the sensation. So it's going further to the core, which is like this circle if we look at it. We need to become transparent of our thoughts. So every time you find your attention being focused on your thoughts, on finding a solution, this is the exact moment when you should just shift it instantly within your body. And it's like, okay, I'm thinking something. Okay, I find myself thinking something. Now, how do I feel? It's like a shift of awareness from thinking in your mind to feeling in your body. And this is how you go to the core of the sensation. It's like allowing yourself to feel the feeling. And my friend, just like a practical advice here, a practical key is that you cannot think and feel at the same time. Like your awareness is either on thinking or feeling. So anytime you find yourself thinking, you just need to shift your focus to feeling. And I know this sounds paradoxical. If you're new to letting go and to practicing this technique, it might sound paradoxical. It might be really, it wouldn't make any sense for you to just start feeling, because it's like, it's almost like accepting that the problem is there and not trying to find a solution. Because your mind believes that your feelings are the problem and tries to find a solution to them in the outer world. And this is how you came up to this video, actually, if you think about it. But now what you're learning and now what I'm suggesting is that instead of thinking, instead of trying to find the solution, anytime, like the moment you finish this video and you want to apply this, and you can start trying it even right now, if you still think that your feelings are a problem, instantly shift your awareness to how do you feel and stay there. And then there are like 3 rules that it's like, yeah, there are 3 rules to effectively maintain the surrender state, which is I don't want anything from the feeling. I don't want to change it. I don't want to make it better. I don't want to let it go. I just want it to be there. I want myself to experience it fully. This is how you let it come up. And this is how you naturally find yourself becoming more and more emotional. So once it starts coming up, you'll find yourself that maybe tears start coming down your eyes. Maybe your body starts trembling or like something happening. Or maybe you start exerting a lot of warm energy. It's like there are some physiological reactions to when the feeling starts coming up and when you start letting it go. But how you'll know that you've let it go? Well, you'll feel relief. At the end, you'll feel relief. You'll feel open. So again, my friend, the main key here is to go from thinking to feeling. Anytime you find yourself stuck in thought, just shift your awareness back to how you feel. And the first rule here is you don't want anything from the feeling. You don't want it to change. You don't want to let it go even. You just want it to be there. The second is not judging it as good or bad. And the third is like not expecting anything from the process. So it's like the process of letting go is self-sufficient on itself. It's not a means to an end. You're not letting go to reduce the stress and tension you feel in your body. No, you're letting go because you're letting go. Because the purpose of letting go is so that you can let go more. And it's like you don't use this technique as a means to an end so that you can feel better at the end. Because if that were your intention, you're stuck in your mind and you have an expectation already. But if you let go just because you let go, it's like just because you focus your awareness in the sensation of your bodies, in the sensations in your body, and you become curious of how they feel, and you become more and more curious of how they feel, and then more and more curious of like where do they originate from, then you naturally find yourself in the surrender state. And this, my friend, is actually what letting go means and how you can reduce stress and tension you feel in your body. So I encourage you, give this a try and you'll find it really valuable. Then I would love it if you come back to this video and comment down below what have you actually experienced. Because if you found it useful and if you come back and comment down below your experience, then my intention here is that this video reaches as much people as possible so they can understand the nuances of letting go. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you found what I shared useful. Hope you find the courage to actually give it a try and practice it. Like, comment down below, subscribe if you're new to this channel, because in this channel I'll be talking everything related to letting go, to metaphysics, to manifestation, to the law of assumption, ultimately, to relationships, to polarity, and yeah, basically, those are all the topics I will cover in this channel. So if this is something of interest to you, subscribe, and I would love to see you in the future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. Love you. Bye-bye.